same pattern is contained in the Sanskrit symbol for God, Om. Ah is the vibration of earth and human life. Oo is the sound of the dream or astral world, the sky. Elevates one to heaven, where its steady vibration sounds eternally. This transcendent concept of God was constructed from his own experience by the Renaissance mystic flood. Man is separated from God by the 22 Hebrew letters or windings of the Kabbalistic tree of life. Flood has shown clearly that man's spiral path to God is the reverse of the original creative coiling which winds from the mind of God through all the angelic hierarchies, celestial orbits, and elements down to earth at the center. While a straight path to God would be blinding, the position of the angelic heads suggests the possibility for man to accelerate the rate of growth of his spiral evolution. This hermetic representation of the ascent of the soul through the celestial spheres shows the interior evolution of man. Clambering up from the earth, the individual uses the celestial spheres as a ladder toward God transcendent. At the center, Christ is immanent within every one of us. He is also at the apex, and thus at the peak of the holy mountain, and therefore at the same time transcendent. As the soul climbs its way to God, man passes through the stages of gradual enlightenment. From the earth, he travels through the four elements, the planetary orbits, the fixed stars, the principles of movement, the vegetable, animal, rational, and celestial souls, the 10 cognitive faculties, the first created beings, pure potential form, pure potential matter, and finally, to God. Knowledge of divine order can be used by man in every aspect of his life. The ancient yogis guided the barons to use divine order to improve the quality of life for all the people. An example is the layout of a town plan. A square system based on Ritam places the wide avenues so that the flow of people with each other is at harmonic intervals. This knowledge, gained from samadhi, leads to the upliftment of the people toward the divine. This Tibetan Tanka mandala is a palace with a center and 4 gates at the 4 directions, east, south, west, and north. This aerial view shows the central deity, the messengers, and the sub-principles of various kinds that usually emanate from the central figure. In the center of the town plan is the town square. The presiding deity of the square is Brahma, the creative force, which radiates the town into existence. The 2 main buildings on the square are the Baron's Palace and the temple. The temple design is based on the same principles of Ritam. The temple mandala establishes the location of the temple and the proportions of the grounds. The size of the temple is in divine ratio with the grounds and the town plan. Thus the temple is harmonized with the town's inhabitants. A yoga temple itself is patterned on the same ritam as the yogic zodiac. The Vastu Purusha Mandala has the constellations on its periphery. Each small square represents a different aspect of the divine order and is personified by a particular deity. The colored squares show the 8 main directions. The same 8 directions are indicated on this Aztec calendar stone by spear-like indicators. In the yogic mandala, the gods of the 8 directions are, starting in the east, clockwise, are Surya, then in the southeast, Anila, in the south, Yama, in the southwest, Pitara, in the west, Varuna, northwest is Roga, in the north, Soma, and in the northeast, Agni. The yoga temple at Kayavarohana, India, is shown here overlaying the Vastu Purusha Mandala. The builder thus placed the walls so as to permit the energies of earth, sky, and heaven to flow without obstruction. The yoga temple is not a place where the faithful meet. It is not an assembly hall where group prayer is practiced or where rites are accomplished in public. It is a sacred and magic place, a yantra, that is to say a contrivance, a sort of magnetic center which crystallizes the cosmic energy by its structure and makes it radiate around itself. The temple is the connecting form between earth and heaven. It is like a human body, constructed on the same divine order. The patron of the temple is represented by the temple. It is said that if a wall or doorway is misplaced, the patron's head will ache in that corresponding place. Once pointed out, the connection is obvious. A spiritually advanced person sees God's order everywhere he looks. The entire temple grounds at Kayavarohana are patterned on the same principle as the human body. Temples usually point east or northeast. The Egyptians used the same ratios in designing the temple of Amun at Luxor. A French genius, Suader de Lubitz, made this overlay of the human form on the temple of Amun. The temple at Luxor, as it stands today. The pylons on the right represent the feet. The towers in the center are minarets of a Muslim mosque built 2,000 years later. The cathedral at Chartres, France, was constructed on the same divine plan. The cathedral plan shows the cross. The asps at the top represents the head. Each semicircular chapel holds a statue of a saint.